2-1 is the score for JJakji in his favor. He won 2 games already. One with the cheese, and then game number 3 with having a really nice attack where he took down all of the mutalisks of his opponent. And right now here on the 4th map on Daedalus Point, we have JJakji going straight for a proxy once again. Starting to the top left, we have Vortix, the Mousebots player, and he's going up against a proxy build of JJakji once more. Couple of observers in here, quite a lot actually. We have a few little lag spikes. I hope that the players don't experience those. The SCV has not been spotted. It has not been scouted. Here's the barracks, and it looks like we're gonna see gas from JJakji. He didn't send out a second SCV, so it looks more and more like we are going to see him straight with a Reaper build. And actually we have quite a lot of in-game lags here right now, so I have yeah, I actually feel that one of those observers in here is having some problems with his internet connection, because that definitely didn't happen earlier. And, well, somebody else has a huge problem as well. JJakji has a problem because the Overlord just went down there and saw what's going on, and, well, let's see how exactly Vortix is going to react to this. He's already on the way to get, like, his 14 pool and 14 gas out there, so no expansion for him this time, and this is bad news for JJakji, I wanted to say, but at the same time, to be honest, it's a little bit of a late pool for Vortix after all, because the first Reaper is going to be building in just a few seconds. I don't think that he's going to get too much done though. The harvester count is better for JJakji for Vortix for obvious reasons, 15 to 11. So Reaper number 1 is going to jump in here, but the pool is already completed, and that's going to be a pretty decent opening for Vortix in this series. We could see the 5th game. We could really see the 5th game here. The Queen is going to be started in just a few. He will have the 100 gas that he needs there. Zergling's already on the way. There's the Queen, there's the speed. Puts all his drones off gas. And that is not good news for JJakji at all. Like, the Zerglings are going to be out before or when the Reaper enters the main base. And even with that one SCV, he's not going to do too much. Well, actually loses one harvester. A little bit late here on the pull. And once again, apologies for those lag spikes. We seem to have a bit of an observer problem here. So it takes the Reaper nearly out, but at least buys himself the time that he needs. And, well, we're just waiting for the Queen to pop out. That will put an end to the Reaper shenanigans for now. Even with like 2 or 3 Reapers, it's not going to do too much here. Speed is already halfway done. So really nice opening there for Vortix. He is winning that build order battle. And, of course, that early scout did definitely not hurt him. And I really hope that the players do not have these lag spikes. Like, one of those observers in here is definitely a major issue. This is a little bit annoying. Well, Joan gets down, and talking about annoying, those Reapers are really doing some work. More than I expected, a lot more than I expected, to be absolutely frank here. It's of course only going to last until the speed upgrade is going to be through. But still, I didn't see them take down that one drone that was trying to build the expansion right now. So things are looking for JJakji at least. Well, it's actually going to be a really funny game. He has his factory already. The reactor comes. I don't know who's really ahead in the series right now. The Lings are trying to go cross map. The base has already been started. The thing is only that they can't really do anything. There are already supply depots up at the wall to make sure that nobody gets through. The expansion is being built in JJakji's main base. It's just such an unconventional game at this point that they have to both freestyle it from here on out. 19 harvesters against 18. The second base is quite late, therefore the second mule is really late. But the expansion for Vortix is also super late. We are 5 minutes in, nearly 6 minutes into the game, and we do not have a completed hatch for the Zerg. That is kind of unheard of. That doesn't happen unless something is starting very awkwardly in the match. The lava mechanics, on the other hand, with the injects, they are kicking in for Vortix. That gives him the slight edge that he needs to get really all those drones out. He knows that he doesn't need anything else because he scouted with the Overlord already what was going on at the front of his opponent's base and saw there that, of course, he doesn't really have a lot of units yet, especially not a lot of Hellions that could rush in. Now we have the starport started, so it seems like we are going to see a bit of Banshee play once again. Drones, that's the name of the game now for the Zerg player. 25, 28 against 20. He's going to build more, gets the double Queen out. He wants to have the defense for that. Of course, also going to help him with the creep splat. But it's also going to be pretty decent against the Banshee. And one of the main things here. And the lair take has also started. This is gonna become a very, very interesting game, I feel. I think the only thing that JJakji can really do is try to do as much damage as possible with the Banshee, because right now Vortix is starting to really pull ahead. Not only does he have the saturation that we talked about earlier and that base a bit faster, he's mining from 2 mineral lines already, whereas JJakji is still not flying his command center over to the base. Now he's doing it, as you can see on the minimap. But yeah, Banshee number 1 is already being built. We have the Roach Warren here as a precaution against Reapers and Hellions. But there comes the base, and it's actually quite late. If you look at the harvester numbers now, 35 against 21. That's an 11 harvester difference. Mules help you out to some extent, but still, this is getting quite nasty. Creep is being spread even more, and let's look in the main base for a second on the natural first. Injector, of course, being hit, gas being mined, the Reaper in the main base trying to kill something else, not able to make that work. And more harvesters now just on the way. So speed for the Roaches. He's just setting everything up. He doesn't really have a lot of units at this point. He has 14 Zerglings. It helps him to delay everything. It's the Queens that really are the main part of the transition that really help with the defense. And of course he can at any point in the game just simply start and go for his Roaches. We have a third base also started. And that keeps him 1 base ahead of his opponent, especially with JJakji not even going for anything like, for example, an early third. The Banshee doing quite some damage. There's no detection in the game. Finally an Overseer is joining the Queens. And 7 kills on the Banshee so far. Absolutely worth it for JJakji. Getting a lot of Harvester kills here. At the same time moving in with the Hellions at that third base. Forcing the Queens down again. And still trying to fight against those things. The Lexvites, unfortunately, also is still trying to fight the smooth flow of cast on observing. So, guys, bear with us. We are having a lot of observers in here in the final, and apparently it's a bit of an issue. Queen with a clutch transfuse, another really good one, but he could kill down one. Yes, takes down one of the Queens. And that hatch is still there, the third base. Queens are moving in, going for the transfuses, maybe no, not needed just yet. Their lings are all down, and now it's time for Queens and Roaches. Snipes another Queen, tries to ignore the Roaches as much as he can. He knows that those don't matter too much, but if you limit the amount of Queens, you limit the amount of creep, and you limit the amount of injects. So very important for him to pull this off. Back at home, what we have from JJakji is bio. Once again, he's not going into mech or anything, going with a simple bio play. As you can already see here, additional barracks being built, has the factory in position, and also the starport. Probably going to go and build another barracks right over there. And we have the tech lab with stim, going for that stim, and that will allow him to be so much more efficient with everything. So we have also now the Reaper trying to move into the base again, but oh wow, the Roach just doesn't get him. But okay, there's another Queen. Queen is enough to really make this work, and now it's the Roaches that stream across the map. The Roach aggression, and that's a lot of Roaches. That is a lot of Roaches. 68 Roach supply against 29 army supply for JJakji. And guess what? That bunker is not going to do anything. Oh, the first Marauder is being sniped. He needs to save those. He cannot lose Marauders like this. But Hellions are trying to do what they can. The Banshees are helping out and doing the most damage. But the Hellions are all gone, and a lot of the Harvesters are gone as well. At this point in the game, we only have 2 bases. We do not have a third base. No triple mule. He's just now building another command center. More and more Harvesters are being taken out here. The SCVs are attacked. He's starting to split the Roaches, sending a few into the natural, and the rest tries to go into the main base. There is 1 more Marauder now, and he's just breaking through the force field, taking that out without a problem whatsoever. Going into the main. The rest of the Roach is already active at the natural. He takes down so many Harvesters. He killed 18 already, trying to chase down that Marauder. He wants to get rid of those immediately. They are the biggest enemy of the Roaches at this point. More streaming across the map. He just doesn't stop. He goes for the Roach aggression. He has 3 bases and utilizing all the lava that he has right now for Roaches and a few Overlords to build even more Roaches. Takes down everything that his opponent has. Harvester count at this point 22 to 42. It's not over just yet. The Banshees with a kill 20 and 7, but there's way too much. He just doesn't have anything left in the main base. With the bunker, maybe with the control at the choke point at the ramp, he might have been able to hold off a little bit longer and then use the mules to come back into the game, but it's not about to happen. There's just too much Zerg and not enough JJakji. Vortix brings us into game number 5, is victorious and dateless, and we will have a final deciding map between the two of them in the finals here at the Mastercast Invitational.